time for high school basketball on your local sports leader, KJ Country 102.3. Let's go courtside for pregame information.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Effingham High School for a battle between the two City Girls basketball teams. It's Effingham and St. Anthony on this Saturday afternoon. I'm Greg Sapp, Matt Robinson alongside the ever-present Brian Dust back at the studios, keeping us on track from the sports desk. And then Mr. C.J. Schmidt joins us this afternoon. C.J.'s videotaping this one, and it'll be up on the website. And we appreciate C.J. expanding his help to us in that regard. And one thing I want to mention, because, I'm getting old, I got to do things while I'm thinking about it. C.J. now has up on the website the videotape of the Effingham versus St. Anthony boys game from the St. Anthony Thanksgiving tournament. It's now available online, so you're able to finally see that. Sorry it took a little long to get that back up. I know it's been a week, but good to go now. So you can check that out on YouTube and see if the game resembles anything Matt and I were talking about.
Well, I hope it does.
Yes, that's the hope.
It was entertaining.
It sure was entertaining. My goodness. And we'll hope this one this afternoon between the girls' teams is just as fun. It's going to be an interesting game for a number of reasons. One is each team is down one of their key kids because of concussion protocol. For St. Anthony, it's Shea Kinkler. For Effingham, it's Carson Fearday. I had a chance to talk to Carson a little while ago, and she said her head is really hurting today, and you've got to go 24 hours before they can try to clear you. She's hoping to play Monday in a very important game up at Charleston. And, I'm hearing music in the background, Brian. I don't know what that's about. No, I don't. Thank you. But, so anyway, the hope would be she's able to play at Charleston. They're always such a load, as far as an opponent. But as far as Shea, she's in the same situation. I talked with Bart Weedman just a minute before, sometime during the JV game, and he was talking about the fact that, Shea, in fact, wasn't available in the Thursday game that the Bulldogs had. And so she's out again today, but hopefully she'll be back soon. And it's something, Matt, you just have to feel better before they can even start the clock on getting you back on the floor.
The bottom line is you hate to see these girls miss games, but you'd hate to see something worse happen because they were out there playing, especially this early in the season. And like you say, this is a big game tonight for these girls because they want to play well against the crosstown rivals. So each of those young ladies really hate missing this contest. And like you said, matchup with Charleston is big for Effingham on Monday night as well for Carson. But Carson needs to be there at the end of the season.
Right.
So you can't risk anything now. And I know all parties involved are going to take extra precautions with these young ladies to make sure that they are in good shape when they do get back out there practicing and playing with the teams.
Both these teams are off to such good starts. Both teams had already won a tournament because St. Anthony, after losing their first game in the Robinson tournament, came back and won the tournament. And that's their only loss. They are 6-1 on the season. Meanwhile, Effingham's 5-0. And they won the Bob Kearns tournament down at Newton. So both these teams have already won a Thanksgiving tournament. So between them, they're 11-1. So I'm looking forward to having some fun this afternoon.
Yeah, it's still going to be a good, well-played game you would expect, even though each team's down a player. But, it's next man up as far as that's concerned as well. And there's some capable bodies that will do a good job for each of these clubs that will step into the starting lineup. And then maybe somebody else will get a little extra playing time off that bench as well and take advantage of their opportunity.
The other backstory is Abby Weiss is now 12 points away from 1,000 for her career. So there's the great potential that could happen this afternoon. So we'll keep that in the back of our minds as well.
And honestly, without Carson on the court, it probably increases her opportunity to get to that point. And that's nothing against Carson or anything like that. It just means Abby's going to be asked to do a little bit more on the offensive end, as the rest of her teammates will be as well.
Let's take a break. We'll look at more pregame information. St. Anthony at Effingham on the way in a minute from EHS on KJ Country at 102.3. Carry-out, dine-in, delivery, and catering, Joe's Pizza and Pasta does it all. Come on in where you'll be greeted with great food and great service, including pizzas, pastas, sandwiches, salads, appetizers, and desserts. Joe's Pizza and Pasta. There's always great food with a great atmosphere at Joe's.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is here for you 7 days a week. We're open on weekends and holidays, and you never need an appointment to be seen. We offer on-site x-ray, strep and flu testing, and treatment of injuries. Don't waste your time and money in a busy ER. Come to Effingham Express Care or call 217-994-9301.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
This is the Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota pregame show. Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, your complete transportation headquarters since 1958.
Back at Effingham High School, getting ready for St. Anthony and Effingham, and this should be a fun game. Glad to have you with us today as we're ready for action. Had a dandy JV game, and it went overtime, as Brian had mentioned to you. Final score was Effingham 42, St. Anthony 33. In that contest, Riley Guy scored 22 for St. Anthony. Meanwhile, for Effingham, Haley Dively had 11, and Taylor Armstrong had 10. And Taylor's big sister, Allie's here. I had a chance to say hi to Allie. Allie, of course, was such a great athlete at Effingham, and she is in her first year at Millikan University, and so it was nice to get to say hi to her. So thought I'd throw that in.
Yeah, it's fun this time of year because a lot of times you have kids that are able to get a little away from college a little bit. I saw Kaylee Tunn was here.
Yeah, Kaylee's here.
And she's, obviously getting to see some friends of hers still playing some high school sports. And, it's just, it is neat that this time of year around Thanksgiving and then leading towards Christmas, a lot of the kids are able to make it home and watch a lot of their former teammates play.
You bet. Kaylee played a couple of years of softball down at Southeastern Illinois Community College down at Harrisburg, so good to have her home. And so let's talk about this game, Effingham and St. Anthony. Effingham again 5-0, St. Anthony 6-1 under Bart Wieben. Again, the one loss was in that Robinson Thanksgiving tournament, but the Bulldogs bounced back to win the tournament, and they are 6-1 for all games. And Riley Guy, who had such a great JV game, will not be starting in the varsity game, but she will get a lot of minutes. She's a kid who's making her presence felt in a big way here in this early part of the season. So we'll be talking about her. As far as the five starters for the Bulldogs, Claire McHugh is a 5'8 senior. Claire's off to a great start this season. Reese Jones is in the starting lineup for the Bulldogs as the 5'6 sophomore checks in. Sydney Gibson's having a good year. She's a 5'7 senior. She'll be in the starting lineup. Meg Richards, the third in line of the Richards sisters who played good basketball for St. Anthony, will get a start this afternoon. Meg, a 5'9 senior. And Abby Repking is a 5'8 senior. And those are the starters this afternoon for the St. Anthony Bulldogs. Again, they are 6-1. For Effingham, with the absence of Carson Fearday, the person who's going to move up is Madison Busher, one of the many seniors on this roster for the Hearts. So here's the starting lineup. Skylar Schaefer will get a start. Skylar's a 5'9 senior, not the leading scorer usually, but always making other people look good and a good rebounder. Natalie Carey is a 5'10 senior, so she'll be busy around the basketball, but can drain you three. Miranda Fox, the 5'7 senior, the playmaker for this Hearts ball club. Abby Weiss, who we said is also scoring a bunch of points and looking for 1,000 maybe today. She's a 5'7 senior. And then Madison Busher is a 5'8 senior. She joins the starting lineup, and here is our national anthem. and the rendition of our national anthem. And now we'll have the introduction of the players to the crowd here this afternoon. Pretty good bunch of folks here. Took some time out from amidst their Christmas shopping, and they've spent enough on me already, I'm sure. But thanks for joining us here this afternoon. If you're in the gym and if you're listening out and about, we hope that you'll drive carefully, and if you get too excited, don't forget, pull over to the curb. We're just about ready for the introduction of the lineups now. Our officials this afternoon are Darren Moses, Mike Bell, and old pal Kevin Gregg. We were talking before. Kevin's wife Debbie had her birthday a couple of weeks ago, and Kevin continued with his time-honored tradition of writing her a birthday poem that we had on the morning show, and it was good as ever. Good as ever. Speaking of good news regarding the Altamont 7th graders. Matt, fill us in.
Well, they pulled off a victory in their first game at state, and at Paris is where they're playing, at Paris High School, by a score of 41-40. Now, there probably wasn't too many people disappointed that JV game went into overtime, except for Troy Van Blarcom, because his wife Lindsay is the coach of that 7th grade team over there in Altamont. He's already been to Paris. He came back for the high school game. He plans on going back for the 5 o'clock game that Altamont is involved in tonight against Minden Unity, and he's already been checking his watch a couple of times I've seen down there. So he was very excited. I got to talk to him before this varsity matchup, and he said the Altamont girls played great. It was a very interesting game as Altamont got up early, but then their opponent, Bloomington Corpus Christi, came roaring back to actually take a lead heading into the fourth quarter, but Altamont outscored them 11-9 in the fourth for the win.
So congratulations. They're back in action at 5 in the semifinals, and they're guaranteed of playing now later in the week on Thursday for either third place or the state title. And then the 1A tournament, Sigel St. Michael drew the other end. Altamont got the first game in the 2A tournament. Sigel St. Michael got the last game in the 1A tournament, so they'll be playing, just about now, right?
Yeah, they were scheduled to tip at 2:30. You never know if it gets behind a little bit, but yeah, so best of luck to Sigel St. Michael. And then, of course, we've got all kinds of area 8th grade teams playing each other at the sectional next week as well.
Exactly. Those will all be coming up on Wednesday night. So Sigel, if they win, will turn around and play again at 6:30 tonight in the semifinals. So it's a busy time and a positive time for sure as far as girls high school basketball in our area. As we mentioned, JV game went to Effingham in overtime over St. Anthony, 42-33. We'll talk with both Bart Weedman and Jeff Schaefer on the post-game show. And again, we'll mention CJ is videotaping this afternoon, and it'll be up on the website in the next few days. So appreciate him doing a good job with that. Hey, speaking of 8th grade girls basketball and boys, 8th grade boys basketball, Jeff Tunn's here. Jeff's got a regional championship, and sectional championship possibility. I lose track.
Yeah.
I got so many coaches and so many teams, I can't keep track of everybody. But Jeff won the other night, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah, the other 8th graders should be playing for that sectional title.
So that'll be coming up on Wednesday night as well. We're ready for basketball here, and I'd love it when everybody knows everybody. They're all grinning at each other already. As Meg Richards goes up for St. Anthony against Natalie Carey for Effingham, and the Bulldogs win the tip, and we're underway. And good to have you with us here at Effingham High School on KJ Country at 102.3. Richards drives into the lane, got it knocked away, and Carey comes up with a steal, and the Hearts take it away. They fire down low to Abby Boris, lost her balance, gets it back, puts it up. It's a little short, and the rebound taken down by the Bulldogs. And here comes St. Anthony. That rebound grabbed out of there finally by Abby Repking. Down court, McHugh's pass knocked away out of bounds. It'll stay with St. Anthony. So one thing about Effingham's defense, man, they are ferocious.
Yeah, they are very tenacious, and they have some depth, so they can afford to expend a lot of energy, go to the bench, get a break, and get right back in there.
Claire McHugh, who I've been guilty of calling Carly a few times this year, but it's Claire, and she gets the ball out top. Sydney Gibson has it. Now they go left side to McHugh, down to the baseline, puts it up for two. Short rebound taken down by Carey for Effingham. And the Hearts are off to the run. Carey's going coast to coast. Then a nice bounce pass feed. Shot put up and good by Madison Busher. So Carey took care of the traffic and found Busher for the layup, and it's 2-0 Effingham. And the ball knocked away. And the ball thrown out of bounds, rather. Nobody else touched it. So the Bulldogs turn it over in backcourt.
Yeah, so that's St. Anthony's second turnover just about a minute into this ball game. Also nice for Effingham to get Madison Busher an early bucket there, as maybe takes a little bit of those starting jitters off for the first time this year.
Hearts get the ball inbounded. Miranda Fox has it out top. Gears a little pass on the cutter along the baseline, but Weiss's layup misses, rolled off the front of the rim, and then we've got a jump on the rebound. Alternate possession will give it to St. Anthony.
Well, Weiss has had a couple of decent looks. They're underneath, but they weren't as easy as you'd think with the traffic involved, but she just hasn't been able to hit just yet.
Looking inbound here, Abby Weiss is. Gets it into the lane. A catch by Skylar Schaefer out to Miranda Fox. Thought about a shot, now pulls it back and sets up the offense here. 2-0 Effingham. We're a minute and a half into this one. Got a little bit of a late start because of a JV overtime game. Left-hand layup by Busher, no good for Effingham. Rebound comes out to Meg Richards for St. Anthony. To McHugh, back to Richards. Meg gets it across midcourt to Gibson. Left side to Reese Jones, who loads it up for three and got it. She banked that?
It looked to me like it grazed off the glass.
And so Reese Jones puts St. Anthony on top, 3-2.
St. Anthony does not care how it got in the net. They just were happy it did.
Bet. Schaefer with the ball at the free throw line for Effingham to Fox. She splits two, drives, layup a little strong. Rebound St. Anthony. Ripped out of there by Richards, and here come the Bulldogs. Richards gets it over to McHugh and clears across midcourt. 3-2 St. Anthony. 5:45 to go in the opening quarter, and McHugh hits from out front for three. So a couple of threes have the Bulldogs up 4. It's 6-2.
Well, St. Anthony's feeling pretty good about those outside shots right now. They just need to make sure they keep hanging on to the ball to get them.
Weiss out top, gives the ball to Busher. Left side to Fox. Fox to the free throw line, still on the dribble, pulls it back out now. To Schaefer, to Carey right side. Natalie going to the hole, lays it up and got it. Nobody was able to step over in time to block her path to the basket, and it's 6-4.
That's a couple of nice drives. Once she's kicked it off for an open look for a teammate, that time she took it herself.
And St. Anthony trouble, and the high pass is stolen. Weiss had it, and then her cross-court pass is knocked loose, and then Carey gets it back for Effingham. To Fox, who goes to the hole and lays it up too strong. Rebound tap out by Schaefer. Is she called for over the back here?
I think she might be. We'll wait and see. Darren Moses has the call, and yes, indeed, he indicates number 10 is guilty of the foul. Her first, and that's the first of the game.
6-4 St. Anthony, 4:50 to go opening quarter. Two city schools playing each other here on a Saturday afternoon. Sydney Gibson gets it over to Reese Jones, goes baseline, drives, can't get the ball up over her head, and Mike Bell says there's a jump. And the alternate possession will keep it with St. Anthony. So rather than fouling, Effingham tied her up in a jump. McHugh will inbound here on the baseline.
Had a player tying a shoelace. I couldn't see her amongst all the other players kind of hiding her. And
there she is, still tying.
I was curious what the whistle and the pointing was all about.
It's Abby Weiss. Just for the record, it was her left shoe. We try to tell you everything. St. Anthony gets it inbounds. Meg Richards brings it out top for the Bulldogs. Right side pass. Ooh, nice work by Reese Jones not to travel.
Exactly.
Made the catch and kept the foot planted. Back to Richards, back out to Jones. 6-4 St. Anthony. Bulldogs with the ball. Minute 4:26 to go in the opener. Richards, corner to McHugh. Clear into the lane. Puts it up for two. Short. Rebound. Nobody yet. Finally, Weiss got it for Effingham. Came out to midcourt for somebody. Finally got the rebound. To Busher. Out to Schaefer. Skylar down the lane. Puts it up left-handed and got it. Wow. I don't know if she got through the defense, but she did. And we're tied at 6.
It was an inventive shot, but it worked.
Creative, yes. McHugh left side for St. Anthony. Working right in front of the Hearts bench. Back to the basket. Pass knocked loose, but regained here by Richards. Drives into the lane. Kicks it to the corner. Here's a shot for three by Gibson. No good. And a big old crash in the lane. And there's a foul on somebody. And I think it's on St. Anthony.
Yeah, I think Gibson's the guilty party. Up 15, her first, team's first, as she missed the three and did a good job of trying to follow her shot, but Skylar Schaefer had position and was able to kind of get to the ball just ahead of the fouling Gibson.
6-6 game, 3.5 to go, opening quarter. Effingham and St. Anthony. Weiss headed the key three. Back of the rim. No good. St. Anthony. Gibson grabs the ball for the Bulldogs. Off to Claire McHugh. She'll work her way down court. Drives to the free throw line. Lost a handle on it. Picked up by Busher. So a steal for the Hearts. 5 turnovers on the Bulldogs already. Carey. Corner three. No good. Rebound. Skylar Schaefer tried to save it. Can't. It'll be Bulldogs basketball.
Well, it wasn't for a lack of effort, though.
No. She hustled a long way. Here's Riley Guy for St. Anthony. Told you we'd be seeing her. Reese Jones going to get a breather here for St. Anthony. And Abby Weiss is going to come out for a minute as the Hearts send Kaya Kuhlman into the lineup.
I wondered if Jeff Schaefer wouldn't do this. With the start that she's had, she's missed a few shots, and Weiss is probably a little amped up for this game for a lot of reasons.
Well, yeah, and we didn't even focus on the fact that after being in junior high with these Effingham kids, Abby went over and played a couple of years at St. Anthony, then came back last year to play at Effingham. So, there's that, too, for what it's worth.
And she's got 12 more reasons to kind of be a little amped up here.
12 points to 1,000.
And speaking of 12, she's the one who picked up the foul there with that dead ball. That was Natalie Carey's first and the team's second.
Out of bounds to the Bulldogs. Guy with it out top. Spin move down the lane. Lost the handle, and Effingham comes out of there with it. Kuhlman has it away for Effingham, and then she got fouled on her way down the floor. Meg Richards, I think, the guilty party.
I believe you're right. That's Meg's first and the team's second, as St. Anthony is just having a hard time handling the pressure of Effingham, and they're not the first and won't be the last team, but already 6 turnovers for the Bulldogs.
Weiss is back, and Carey sits down for Effingham. 6-6 game, 2:42 to go opening quarter. St. Anthony has all 6 of their points on threes. They've hit a pair of them. You could do that math, I know. Busher with it out top. Now to Fox. Miranda's open on a jumper. Back of the rim, no good, though. Rebound on the floor, and holy cow, look at Schaefer get in there and scramble, and St. Anthony's in there, and eventually we have another jump, and this time it'll go Effingham's way.
Schaefer was on the floor, a mixed 3 Bulldogs down there. She made sure that she was at least going to force the jump, which kept the possession for the Hearts.
Skylar looks to get it inbounded here, and does safely to Miranda Fox. Out top, Kaya Kuhlman the ball glanced off her hands for some reason. I don't know if it was too hot or what, but anyway, it got loose, but the Hearts retained possession. Weiss with the ball. Out around the volleyball line. Right side to Kuhlman. Kaya goes baseline into a double team. Nice job of finding Busher underneath for the layup, though. Nice work. Busher with 4. That gives Effingham their first lead. It's 8-6.
Credit Kaya Kuhlman with that quick move to the baseline to set up Busher. That was pretty indeed.
So 8-6 Effingham. We're under 2 minutes to go, opening quarter. Bulldogs had the ball left side to Riley Guy. Now to Richards. Meg drives the baseline, got inside shot. Rolled off, no good. Rebound taken by Effingham. Fox has it. She's going coast to coast, then hooks it over on the side to Kyle Kuhlman, who sticks it up and in. That makes it 10-6 Effingham. About a minute 25 to play in the opening quarter. Guy with the basketball for the Bulldogs, still in backcourt, found up court, the pass to Gibson. Now to McHugh. Claire on the dribble. Thought about going inside, pulled it back out, now leaves it with Richards. She's to the free throw line, off to Gibson. Sydney drives, stops, got loose, stolen by Effingham. Weiss, trouble with the dribble, but she managed to corral it, and Effingham comes away with a steal. 7 turnovers on St. Anthony here in this opening quarter, and they're only down 10-6, so they're doing a lot right, but boy, got to hang on to the basketball. See what Weiss can do here. Effingham with 45 seconds left in the opening quarter. Left side to Schaefer. Now to Busher. Now to Fox. And Coach Schaefer just let him know what play to run.
Vehemently.
Lest there was any doubt.
Mm-hmm. I think I might know what play to run, and I don't even know the play.
And we're up here. Weiss with it, down low to nobody. I don't know who she thought would be somewhere, but the ball went out of bounds, and Schaefer still upset. So must have been the pass that was the wrong pass.
That wasn't the play.
No. So
at least not executed correctly.
So anyway, turnover on the Hearts. They're second. So now the Bulldogs, down 4, have a chance to snug it up real close here at the end of the first quarter. Tough catch there on the side of the floor. And then St. Anthony called time because Reese Jones was about literally to fall down. So Bart calls time, and the Bulldogs retain possession. They'll have a chance here to figure out a last-second play here. 13.8 left in the first quarter. It's Effingham 10, St. Anthony 6 on KJ Country at 102.3. Carry out, dine in, delivery, and catering, Joe's Pizza and Pasta does it all. Come on in where you'll be greeted with great food and great service, including pizzas, pastas, sandwiches, salads, appetizers, and desserts. Joe's Pizza and Pasta. There's always great food with a great atmosphere at Joe's.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is here for you 7 days a week. We're open on weekends and holidays, and you never need an appointment to be seen. We offer on-site x-ray, strep and flu testing, and treatment of injuries. Don't waste your time and money in a busy ER. Come to Effingham Express Care or call 217-994-9301.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
St. Anthony will get the ball to start the second quarter. Effingham leads at 10-6. Neither team's been up by more than 4 points so far, so had some fun here early. Bulldogs get the ball in the hands of Claire McHugh. She's working right side and out top now to Riley Guy. Riley on the dribble. Once drive down the lane, lost the handle on it. Now it's on the floor. Everybody's got a piece of it. Eventually a jump's called. It'll go Effingham's way on the turnover.
So that'll be St. Anthony's 8th turnover now of the ball game. They were 2 of 7 from the field in the first quarter, 2 of 4 from the three-point arc. Neither team tried a free throw. Effingham was 5 of 12 from the floor, 0 of 2 from long range. Effingham had just 2 turnovers, and each team grabbed 4 rebounds.
Corner 3 try here, no good by Weiss. Rebound St. Anthony, grabbed out of there by Richards, threw it back to a guard, and Carey knocked it away out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bulldogs.
7:25 to play in the second quarter. If you couldn't see the score, with the way the game's been played, you would think Effingham was probably up 10, 12, maybe more.
Because of the turnovers.
But St. Anthony's hit those 2 threes, and that's what's kept them within 4, and the fact that they've played decent defense and, challenged a lot of these Effingham shots.
Yep. Effingham almost had a steal. St. Anthony went to the side with it. Schaefer knocked it loose. It ended up out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bulldogs. And Meg Richards in backcourt here for the Bulldogs. High pass. Nice job by corralling it by McHugh. Over to Riley Guy. Drives inside. Puts it up for 2 and got it. So Riley Guy, the freshman. And I mentioned she's a freshman. She had 22 in the JV game and gets her first bucket here in the varsity contest. Bulldogs are within 2. It's 10-8.
The Effingham fans thought she might have double dribbled, and I guess that was in the eye of the beholder, how she caught it and maybe dribbled it, or maybe not. Just didn't handle it right and then put it on the floor.
Carey in the corner with it for Effingham. Down low to Kaya Kuhlman. Nice turnaround jump shot. Went up over Reese Jones and got the shot to go. Kuhlman with 4. St. Anthony Effingham back up 4. 12-8.
Well, she's had a nice ball game thus far, making a couple nice moves and hitting a couple shots.
Guy down the lane, knocked loose from behind by Fox. Now the ball's loose, and finally Skylar Schaefer grabs it for Effingham. Boy, nice effort by Fox there. Second turnover on St. Anthony. Fox right side, got inside the defender, but the layup's too strong. And Richards the rebound for St. Anthony.
Well, she did the hard part, just couldn't finish the shot inside.
So Meg picks up the dribble in backcourt, went up, came back down with it. She knew she couldn't do that. And threw the ball to the official. She says, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to do that. Meg will sit down here for a minute.
Yeah, you don't ever want to look guilty in case there's not a violation called, but, there was going to be something on that one.
Taylor Beasley had sneaked in for a second for St. Anthony, too, and she sits down now. So those 2 changes for the Bulldogs. St. Anthony's running with Guy and McHugh and Gibson and Reese Jones and who's down low? I'll get it here in a minute. Dozed off. Abby Repking's back. So there's your 5 for St. Anthony. Carey with the ball right side for Effingham. Drives the baseline. Shot up. Won't go. Rebound. Carey ends up with it. Off to Fox out top to Schaefer. Shot for 3. Won't go. Rebound St. Anthony. Boy, if Effingham was shooting the ball better, too, they'd be large and in charge, but they aren't. And the Bulldogs get the board. They get it down court quickly to Riley Guy. She drives to the hole. Nobody picked her up. There's a late block. but when I use the word late, that translates to foul, to block it, and that's what happened here.
And the foul's on number 25. That's Abby Weiss. She picks up her first and the team's third. And you mentioned Guy's a freshman. Well, she's learning some things out there. She's learned Effingham's defense is pretty good. They've been able to challenge her and take the ball away a few times. But she's done some good things, too, with a couple of drives. But she can't hit on the first of two free throws.
Back of the rim, side of the rim, off the rim. But Riley's got one more to go here. St. Anthony, or rather Effingham's going to run Busher back in here in a minute. Second foul shot, no good. So they won't run her in there. And St. Anthony retains possession, and Guy got the rebound, and this shot's no good. And Kaya Kuhlman the rebound for Effingham. And she gets it down to the free throw line, off to Carey, loads it up for three, got it. Natalie Carey has 5, and the Hearts are up 7 all of a sudden. It's 15-8 Effingham.
You knew Effingham was eventually going to connect, and they did.
Gibson down low, pass knocked away, ended up in the net of the basket on that end and went out of bounds, and Hearts get it on yet another St. Anthony turnover. That's 4 turnovers now for the Bulldogs here in this quarter. Guy sits down, and Meg Richards is back. I wondered how long it'd be till I called the wrong Richards name.
Well,
Kate, then Emma, then Meg. I can do them in order even.
Well, that's better than me. I just get the wrong.
Out top, nice run to the hole. Weiss shot good. Oh, she got called for the walk ahead of letting the ball go. So a turnover on the Hearts.
Well, she kind of did a little jump stop and then tried to do a Euro step, and the problem is you can't do both of those moves without taking an extra step. So that's Effingham's third turnover of the game, just their first this quarter, though.
Matt knows that stuff because he watches Dancing with the Stars.
Oh.
That Euro step. You get an 8 on that?
Well, it didn't work out too well, so I guess she would have been eliminated based on that.
There you go. Reese Jones down the lane, lost the handle, got it back over to Clara McHugh. Shot for 2 is short. Rebound taken down by Miss Skylar Schaefer for Effingham. Off to Carey, swings it left side to Fox. Shot for 2, good. Miranda Fox hits her first bucket. Hearts by 9 now, and Bart wants to talk. Timeout St. Anthony. 4:13 to go in the second. Back in a minute here at Effingham High School. It's Effingham 17, St. Anthony 8 on KJ Country at 102.3. Carry out, dine in, delivery, and catering, Joe's Pizza and Pasta does it all. Come on in where you'll be greeted with great food and great service, including pizzas, pastas, sandwiches, salads, appetizers, and desserts. Joe's Pizza and Pasta. There's always great food with a great atmosphere at Joe's.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is here for you 7 days a week. We're open on weekends and holidays, and you never need an appointment to be seen. We offer on-site x-ray, strep and flu testing, and treatment of injuries. Don't waste your time and money in a busy ER. Come to Effingham Express Care or call 217-994-9301.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
We'll mention again, we're playing this game this afternoon with each team down a starter, as Carson Fairday for Effingham and Shea Kinkler for St. Anthony are both dealing with concussion protocol. So both those kids are really key to these teams' operations, and so that's why you haven't heard us talk about those kids. There's another turnover. 5 turnovers on the Bulldogs, and boy, right after Bart called a timeout, that's got to be frustrating. Carry way cross court. The catch by Weiss to the baseline. Now out to Busher, who's back in the game, out to Fox. Kuhlman's out as Busher's back for St. Anthony. Miranda out top with the ball for the Hearts. Looking to the right side of the floor. Nobody home, so Carey gets it head of the key, and she got called for a walk. Turnover on Effingham.
She got called for the travel. I'm not so sure that she didn't have that pivot foot held down, but the official was a lot closer than I was.
We won't say that part about we're up on top and so we can see the whole floor better.
No.
We never bring that up. So a turnover on Effingham. 17-8 Hearts. 3:28 to go before halftime. Good move to the hole by Claire Busher, Claire McHugh. Claire Busher. Now I'm in T-Town. But good defense by Carey. Shut off the drive. Richards has it left side. Meg down on the corner. Now brings it back out top. swings it over to McHugh. To Gibson. Sydney's looking for an idea, for an opening, and it's not knocked away. She goes back to backcourt to corral it. Aggressive defense by Weiss. Cross-court pass caught by Reese Jones. Shot for three. No good. Front of the rim. Carry the rebound for Effingham. Natalie fires it down court. Good catch by Fox. Miranda peels off, fires it underneath, but St. Anthony knocks it loose, but right back over to the Hearts, and Carey's open on a three and hits it. So Natalie Carey with 8, and all of a sudden it's 20-8, as the Bulldogs have been held to 2 points so far in this second quarter, and there's another knockaway of a pass. Gibson was the intended receiver. It never got to her. Weiss went flying out of bounds trying for the steal for Effingham. And Effingham changes the lineup here. They bring Kaya Kuhlman back in, Natalie Carey back down here for Effingham.
I think this is Carey's first break, and she's been doing a lot of things for Effingham. Steals, making some threes, grabbing some boards. Just a solid all-around game thus far.
Gibson with the ball for the Bulldogs. Sydney puts it on the floor, working against Kuhlman. Stops. Looking. Finally, Richards to the rescue. Meg came to get the ball. Now she goes baseline, puts it up, and in. Meg Richards, good move to the hole, got the basket to go, her first points. And Bulldogs back within 20-10 here. 2 minutes to go before halftime. Fox across midcourt. Looking to the left side of the floor, now back to the right side of the floor. Still on the dribble. She's everywhere. I tell you, she runs the show out there for the Hearts. They have an awful lot of talent. But she runs the show. Weiss, strong move. Left hands it up off the glass and got it to go. So there's Abby's first points, and now that the lid's off, we'll see what happens from here. 22-10 Effingham. Collision in midcourt. Busher was moving on defense and collided with Sydney Gibson in the foul.
You could kind of see that one develop from up here. Busher picks up her first and the team's fourth, and I've often said if they gave you a whistle from up here, it would be the worst officiated game you've seen in a while. But that one was a pretty easy call to make.
Oh, mercy. Driving it inside, Reese Jones, corner, McHugh, shot for three, won't go. Schaefer the rebound for Effingham. Off to Miranda Fox, and she gets it across midcourt. Now pulls it back out front and sets up the offense. We're a minute 13 to go from halftime. A little collision between Fox and Richards. Off to Kuhlman, runner on the baseline, no good. McHugh the rebound for St. Anthony. Claire gets it up across midcourt. Fires it underneath. Good catch by Richards. Shot a little off balance, no good. And Schaefer another rebound for Effingham. Off to Fox. So the Bulldogs been able to get the ball inside a couple of times here lately. Didn't cash in that time. Fox with the ball left side. 40 seconds left in the half. Out top, Weiss. Leaves it with Kuhlman. Thought about a shot. Now moves in a little closer. Banks the shot. It rims out no good. And a foul on the rebound. And the foul's on the Hearts.
Yeah, Madison Busher crashed in there, tried to knock that rebound loose, and got a couple of Bulldogs maybe. Either way, it's a foul on her. And it's her second and the team's fifth, but only 30 seconds to play in the half.
Well, St. Anthony wants to snug it up a little here before halftime. McHugh with the ball in backcourt. Gets it up court to Reese Jones. Reese picks up the dribble, back to McHugh. Down to 18 seconds. Counting it down to halftime here. Bart changes the play here. 13 seconds. McHugh right side. Pass to Richards. Meg brings it out with 6. Double team. Gets it to the corner. Threw it out of bounds. I'll be darned. Pass was too high. So the Bulldogs worked hard for a shot, and they don't get to take it. Carey back here right before halftime, and Kuhlman, who ran down the hall to get the ball, is out of the game. Not because she ran down the hall. Carey's just back in for her. So 3.4 seconds. Let's see what the Hearts can do, going pretty much length of the floor here. Fox gets it, drives it down to the corner. 3 by Busher at the buzzer is a little strong. We're at halftime here at Effingham High School. At the break, Effingham 22, St. Anthony 10. We'll have Matt's stats and scores from Brian, and I'll remind you about the football banquet. Oh, have I mentioned that? No, I haven't, so we'll be talking about that too. It's all coming up in a minute on the post-game show, or on the halftime show. At the half, it's Effingham 22, St. Anthony 10 here on KJ Country at 102.3. Carry out, dine in, delivery, and catering, Joe's Pizza and Pasta does it all. Come on in where you'll be greeted with great food and great service, including pizzas, pastas, sandwiches, salads, appetizers, and desserts. Joe's Pizza and Pasta. There's always great food with a great atmosphere at Joe's.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is here for you 7 days a week. We're open on weekends and holidays, and you never need an appointment to be seen. We offer on-site x-ray, strep and flu testing, and treatment of injuries. Don't waste your time and money in a busy ER. Come to Effingham Express Care or call 217-994-9301.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
This is the Compass Advisory Group Halftime Show. For all of your insurance needs, contact Corey McDaniel or Kurt Strohmeyer at 347-9697.
Back at Effingham High School at halftime, a little basketball on a Saturday afternoon as the two city girls schools are playing, and at the half it's Effingham 22, St. Anthony 10. It was 10-6 Hearts after a quarter, and then 12-4 Effingham in the second quarter. Bulldogs didn't have a whole lot of shot opportunities in that second quarter, and Matt's going to talk about that. Effingham has 6 kids in the books with points here at the break. St. Anthony has 4. And again, each team's down a starter because of concussion protocol. Shea Kinkler for St. Anthony and Carson Fearday for Effingham. So it was 10-6 Effingham after a quarter. It's 22-10 here at halftime. As far as the scoring, Riley Guy has 2 points for St. Anthony. Claire McHugh hit a 3 early for her 3 points. Meg Richards has 2 points, got a bucket there second part of the second quarter. And Reese Jones hit a 3 for St. Anthony. Also playing but yet to score, Sydney Gibson, Abby Repking, and Taylor Beasley. Bulldogs quarters just 6 and 4 for 10 points here at halftime. This is a good ball club. Just had trouble with his Hearts defense. 6-1 start for the Bulldogs. So we'll see what happens in the second half. For Effingham at the break, Skylar Schaefer has 2 points. Natalie Carey has 8. Miranda Fox 2. Abby Weiss 2. Madison Busher 4. And Kaya Kuhlman 4. All 6 of those kids that have played have scored for Effingham. Hearts with quarters of 10 and 12 for their 22 here at halftime. So at the break, Effingham 22, St. Anthony 10. Matt will be back with the stats, and we'll check with Brian about any scores. That's on the way in a minute here on KJ Country at 102.3. Carry out, dine in, delivery, and catering, Joe's Pizza and Pasta does it all. Come on in where you'll be greeted with great food and great service, including pizzas, pastas, sandwiches, salads, appetizers, and desserts. Joe's Pizza and Pasta. There's always great food with a great atmosphere at Joe's.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is here for you 7 days a week. We're open on weekends and holidays, and you never need an appointment to be seen. We offer on-site x-ray, strep and flu testing, and treatment of injuries. Don't waste your time and money in a busy ER. Come to Effingham Express Care or call 217-994-9301.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
We're back at Effingham at the break. Effingham 22, St. Anthony 10. Matt has the numbers on that first half.
All righty. Effingham was 10 of 24 from the field at 42%. They did not attempt a free throw yet in this ball game. They are 2 of 7 from long range at 29%. Meanwhile, St. Anthony's 4 of 15 from the field, just 27%. 0 of 2 from the free throw line, 2 of 6 from the three-point arc at 33%. Effingham's out-rebounded St. Anthony 10-9. Biggest difference in the ball game. 13 turnovers for St. Anthony compared to just 4 for Effingham. So those 9 extra possessions are showing up almost exactly on the shot attempts that you see thus far. Taking a look at it individually, first for, let's start with Effingham. Natalie Carey's 3 of 5 from the field. She's got 8 points and 3 rebounds. 4 points from Kaya Kuhlman. She was 2 of 4 from the field with a rebound. 4 points for Madison Busher. 2 of 4 from the field with 4 points. Then 2 points for Abby Weiss on 1 of 4 shooting. She has a rebound. Miranda Fox, 1 of 4 with 2 points and a rebound. And Skylar Schaefer's 1 for 2 with 2 points and 4 rebounds as she leads everybody from Effingham on the glass. Meanwhile, for St. Anthony, Meg Richards is 1 for 3 from the field with 2 points. She has 4 rebounds. Reese Jones is 1 for 2 with 3 points. Also with 3 points is Claire McHugh on 1 of 6 shooting. She has a rebound. Riley Guy, 1 of 2 from the field, 0 of 2 at the free throw line with 2 points and a rebound. Sydney Gibson grabbed a couple of boards. She's 0 for 1 from the field. Abby Repking has a rebound as well for St. Anthony. And, you talked about that second quarter. St. Anthony was 2 of 8 from the field compared to 5 of 12 for Effingham. Effingham was actually 5 of 12 in each of the first 2 quarters, so they were very consistent, to say the least, throughout the ball game as they have the lead at the half, 22-10.
Very good. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate you getting us up to date. Let's take a break. We'll be back with scores from Brian and more halftime information in a minute here on KJ Country at 102.3. Carry out, dine in, delivery, and catering, Joe's Pizza and Pasta does it all. Come on in where you'll be greeted with great food and great service, including pizzas, pastas, sandwiches, salads, appetizers, and desserts. Joe's Pizza and Pasta. There's always great food with a great atmosphere at Joe's.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is here for you 7 days a week. We're open on weekends and holidays, and you never need an appointment to be seen. We offer on-site x-ray, strep and flu testing, and treatment of injuries. Don't waste your time and money in a busy ER. Come to Effingham Express Care or call 217-994-9301.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
It's halftime here at Effingham High School. Effingham 22, St. Anthony 10. The JV game, an interesting affair, went to overtime. Effingham a winner, 42-33. Let's send it back to the sports desk. Brian Dest, what do you have for us, sir?
We do have just a couple of other scores in girls varsity action. Paris defeated Tolono Unity 51-24. And at the half, Pena was leading Mount Zion 22-16. They do have some scores from the girls' state tournament in Class 7 in the 7-1A Assumption Central A&M Middle School tourney, as Ottawa Wallace defeated Bartonville Monroe 45-22. The winner of that, which was Ottawa Wallace, will take on the winner of Sigel St. Michael and Mount Pulaski, a game that is going on right now. At the 7-2A tourney at Paris, Altamont was your early winner. They advance. They beat Bloomington Corpus Christi 41-40. And they'll also now play Mendon Unity as Mendon defeated Lockport Kelvin Grove 47-34. So it's Altamont versus Mendon Unity in a 5 p.m. contest still this afternoon. That's your scores.
Good. Thank you, Brian. What's coming up this week, Greg? Well, let's get you filled in. First of all, on Monday, Effingham goes to Charleston for girls action. We'll have that for you on KJ Country at 102.3. Tuesday night, boys action. Should be a fun one. Effingham boys are at Olney Tuesday night. That ought to be a blast. Thursday night, it'll be Beecher City, Cowden Herrick at St. Anthony for girls action. Carolyn Wendy's here this afternoon watching her niece play in the JV game, and so keep that in mind for Thursday night, Bulldogs fans and Bobcat fans. Then Friday night, National Trail action. St. Anthony playing host to St. Elmo Brownstown, and I'm double-checking. I hear rumors it's homecoming at St. Anthony this week, so that'd be the homecoming game on Friday night. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday this coming week. Should be fun.
It usually is, and, all those matchups are pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You got some nice rivalries there.
So we'll have the action for you. Starting Monday night, Effingham at Charleston for girls action on KJ Country at 102.3. See what St. Anthony can do about hanging on to the basketball a little better, giving them more opportunities to shoot, like that shot there by Sydney Gibson that comes off no good. Hearts get the rebound. And Miranda Fox gets the ball up court safely for Effingham. She and Claire McHugh are having a battle when Effingham's on offense. Right side to Weiss. Nice pass underneath the carry. I don't know how she found her, but she did. Carey the catch and shot, and it's good. And Carey with 10 now, and it's 24-10 Hearts. So then St. Anthony quickly gets it down court. Claire McHugh right side, but Effingham got back on defense. McHugh, spin move, can't get loose. Shot up now, no good. Effingham rebound, grabbed by Carey. And Natalie gets it across midcourt quickly, slings it down to the corner to Weiss, back over to Carey. Good catch, shot for three, no good. Rebound out of bounds. It'll be Bulldog basketball. Again, the JV game was an overtime affair with Effingham winning 42-33. And St. Anthony will inbound here. Reese Jones in backcourt over to Claire McHugh. Hearts playing some full court pressure, and I tell you, that's going to give a lot of teams fits this season. Richards with the ball, back to Jones. Reese across midcourt, slings it to Gibson. Good pass underneath. Good job of finding the open Abby Repking, and she sticks it up and in. Her first points.
Well, St. Anthony was able to get the ball into the middle, and from there you can do some damage against that press, but it's easier said than done to get it into that middle.
Once again, carry down low to Weiss. Turnaround jumper won't go. St. Anthony rebound, grabbed out of there by Repking, and here come the Bulldogs. Left side, Sydney Gibson. Sydney brings it out of trouble now. So St. Anthony's back within 24-12. Richards with the ball out top for St. Anthony. Meg looking. Nobody home, so now she picks up the dribble, finds Reese Jones right side, though. Carey keeping an eye on her. Out top to Gibson. Sydney left side with the ball, caught by Richards. Schaefer matches up with her in this man defense. Carey comes out, keeps an eye again on Reese Jones. Bounce pass over on the right side to Richards. She and Skylar Schaefer, quite a match up there. Richards, the cutter down low, pass to Jones. Carey's keeping after her. The ball gets loose, and the Hearts almost had the steal. But Busher stepped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bulldogs.
That ball almost got saved like 3 times down there along the baseline. It was a patient trip against the Effingham man-to-man because Effingham's defense kind of forced them to be patient.
St. Anthony gets it inbounds. Jones to Claire McHugh, and Miranda Fox doing a good job defensively. Knocked it loose, but it's out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bulldogs.
I think Miranda thought she might have been called for a foul there with the kind of the sheepish look on her face, but official just said it was out of bounds.
So St. Anthony will in. I think Claire McHugh might have thought there was a foul too. St. Anthony got the ball inbounded. Sydney Gibson down the lane thought she was going to shoot. Instead, she passed it away. Fox knocks it loose, and Miranda ends up in the bleachers over there, but she's okay. And it'll still be St. Anthony basketball.
Most gyms you think, ended up in the bleachers. They're not that far off the court. Well, it's about 10, 12 feet at least off the court here at Effingham, and she had that much momentum, but she just couldn't get there in time to save it.
Weiss is back down for Effingham. Kaya Kuhlman's back in. St. Anthony looking to get something going here. Got a bucket their last trip. Jones with the ball. Way out top to McHugh. Left side now down to Gibson. Kuhlman picks her up defensively. Swing it out top to Reese Jones. Got away with a dangerous pass. Jones pulls it up. Banked it home. Use that glass, Reese. She has 5. St. Anthony's back within 10. It's 24-14.
She's used the glass a couple of times tonight, and it's paid off for her.
With a 3 and a 2. So 4-4-4 to go in the third. Effingham with a 10-point lead, but St. Anthony making a little noise here this last couple of trips. Busher leaves it out top with Fox. St. Anthony 6-1, Effingham 5-0. Both off to great starts. Each have a Thanksgiving tournament championship already. Kaya Kuhlman's layup, a little strong. Rebound grabbed out of there by Sydney Gibson for St. Anthony. Off to Claire McHugh, back to Gibson. Gibson right side, still on the dribble.
Boy, Kuhlman did everything right, just couldn't get that shot to fall for her.
Left side St. Anthony, McHugh with the ball. Claire brings it out top now to Gibson. Now the Hearts in a zone. Well, no, I guess they're still in the man. Just lined up that. The offense dictated where they were. Pass a little high by the Bulldogs. That's a first turnover in a while. And as Carey brought it across the half line, Coach Schaefer wants time. 3:52 to go in the third. Back in 30 at the Effingham gym. It's Effingham 24, St. Anthony 14 on KJ Country 102.3. Carry out, dine in, delivery, and catering, Joe's Pizza and Pasta does it all. Come on in where you'll be greeted with great food and great service, including pizzas, pastas, sandwiches, salads, appetizers, and desserts. Joe's Pizza and Pasta. There's always great food with a great atmosphere at Joe's.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is here for you 7 days a week. We're open on weekends and holidays, and you never need an appointment to be seen. We offer on-site x-ray, strep and flu testing, and treatment of injuries. Don't waste your time and money in a busy ER. Come to Effingham Express Care or call 217-994-9301.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
So Jeff Schaefer called time here. Let's see what the Hearts do as a response to the coach's urging. Again, shout out to Altamont 7th grade girls. They won their quarterfinal game at the state 2A tournament, so they'll be back in action at 5 o'clock. St. Michael playing in the 7-1A state tournament right now. They're probably running up and down the floor right now, so we'll see if we can get you a score on that one. Hart's got it down low. Miranda Fox's pass to Carey a little long, but Natalie did a good job of saving it. Got it to Schaefer, and she got fouled as she was trying to burrow inside. A foul on the Bulldogs.
Foul will be whistled on Meg Richards. It's her second, team's first this half. St. Anthony's only committed 3 team fouls thus far in the game.
Clean performance. So they sit down Busher, the Hearts do, and bring Weiss back in. And Abby will inbound here. Abby in the pursuit of 1,000 points had 12 but only had to go, but had 2 so far today. Drives it inside, layup won't go. A little off balance there. And rebound grabbed by the Bulldogs. It's pulled down by Riley Guy, who's back out there now for St. Anthony. And she just sets it up out top. 24-14 Effingham, so you haven't missed a whole lot of points. 3:19 to go in the third quarter. Reese Jones picks up the dribble, and then she tried to go again. And as soon as she did that, she says, I'm going to hear a whistle. And then she did. Second turnover on St. Anthony.
You might have heard a little bit of applause during the last dead ball. Well, that was because Callie Feldick walked back into the gymnasium.
Good.
She's sitting on the bench with the team down there.
Yeah, she got her nose broken, is what we understood in the JV game today. Thank you for spotting that, Matt. She's had a rough go, had knee surgery, and got better. Now she got her nose broken. Hearts kick it out top. Miranda Fox takes care of the rest. She drains the deuce. She has 4, and it's 26-14. Down court come the Bulldogs. Guy working it out top. That's a freshman out there doing all that work for St. Anthony. Off to Claire McHugh. Claire stops top of the key, but still on the dribble. Now left side, the pass to Gibson. Sydney looking inside, into the lane, falls down almost, kept her foot set, and got it away to McHugh safely.
She took a deep breath once she got that pass away, too.
I'll bet. Guy with it right side brings it out top. Swings it over to Jones. Back to Guy. Young ball club for St. Anthony. Got Guy at Jones underclassman. Gibson still an underclassman. Nope, she's a senior. Man, how'd she grow up that quick? Probably what her parents think. Driving it inside. Guy layup. No good. Oh, man, that came off no good. Ryan, the rebound Fox for Effingham. Down to Weiss. Off balance. Got it to go. That's a good strength by Abby Weiss on that shot to get that to go. She has 4.
She certainly muscled that one up after Fox grabbed the rebound and made the nice pass ahead.
And they called double dribble. Ooh, I didn't think Guy had stopped on the first dribble.
I didn't either.
But she got called for the double dribble. Turnover on St. Anthony. Third turnover on the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs sit Gibson down. Checking on who's in. I guess, was Repking out for a minute?
I think so.
Abby's back.
Yep.
Okay. So that changed for the Bulldogs. 28-14 Effingham. Minute 43 to go in the third, and the Hearts get the ball after that mysterious turnover. Weiss left side. Natalie Carey out top to Schaefer. Now to Kuhlman. Right side to Fox, and out to Weiss, and now to Carey, and now to Schaefer. And boy, they pick up the passing game here. Schuyler down low. The catch by Weiss. Back to the basket. No shot there. Back out to Schuyler. Now to Kuhlman. Now to Fox. Miranda works it on the right wing, still on the dribble, stops out top. No, she didn't stop, kept the dribble going. Right side pass now to Kuhlman. Out top, the catch by Carey to Weiss. Left side to Fox. She's looking inside. There wasn't nobody home. That's terrible grammar, but you get the idea. Good catch by Carey inside, stuck it up and in. Cut to the basket. Kuhlman found her for the layup.
Well, that was a great backdoor cut by Carey, but an excellent find by Kuhlman. I've been very impressed with what she's done today on the court coming off the bench. 12
points for Natalie Carey. On the other end, Reese Jones shot a little strong for St. Anthony. Boy, she had a good angle. Just came off no good, and Kuhlman a rebound. Now, their tie hasn't done much wrong at all today. Down to 35 seconds left in the third quarter. Hearts by 16 now. Held Bulldogs to 4 points this quarter. Schaefer now to Weiss, now right side to Fox. 25 seconds left. We're counting down the third quarter clock, and I think we're counting down a little more clock.
Yeah.
Schaefer got open underneath.
And, yeah, I mean, there was still 20 seconds on the clock. If they would have got her, she was wide open, but you can understand the decision by Fox.
So Miranda brings it back out top. 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Fox at the free throw line, still on the dribble, drives it inside, left-hand layup, good. Well, I guess she was just going to take care of the rest of the quarter. And she did. Miranda Fox was 6. That's great execution. Hearts by 18 after 3. At Effingham High School after 3 quarters. Effingham 32, St. Anthony 14. On KJ Country at 102.3. Carry out, dine in, delivery, and catering, Joe's Pizza and Pasta does it all. Come on in where you'll be greeted with great food and great service, including pizzas, pastas, sandwiches, salads, appetizers, and desserts. Joe's Pizza and Pasta. There's always great food with a great atmosphere at Joe's.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is here for you 7 days a week. We're open on weekends and holidays, and you never need an appointment to be seen. We offer on-site x-ray, strep and flu testing, and treatment of injuries. Don't waste your time and money in a busy ER. Come to Effingham Express Care or call 217-994-9301.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
3 quarters in the books here at Effingham High School. Effingham leads St. Anthony 32-14. Neither team's really lit it up as far as shooting percentages, but Effingham's gotten better.
Yeah, well, Effingham was 6 of 10 from the field that quarter at 60%. They're 16 of 34 overall. 0 for 1 from beyond the arc. St. Anthony 2 of 6 from the field that quarter. Didn't attempt a free throw, didn't attempt a three.
And Effingham gets the ball on the alternate possession to start the fourth quarter. So Effingham with an 18-point lead here, taking care of business, looking to go to 6-0 on this young season. Again, Carson Fearday unavailable for Effingham. Shea Kinkler unavailable for St. Anthony. Both are dealing with concussion protocol. Hopefully the kids will get back soon. Miranda Fox with the ball out top for Effingham, helping the Hearts set things up here. She decided to run the clock down and got the last basket of the quarter, just what you want to do to close out a quarter if you have a lead. Fox with it out top, right side now, the catch by Kaya Kuhlman. And Effingham has Jessie Herbeth out there now to start this fourth quarter. 5'7" senior. She had the ball there for a second. Weiss runner down the lane, or to the left side of the lane. A little strong, comes off no good. Abby Repking the rebound for St. Anthony. McHugh gets it across the half line here. Claire on the dribble still. Swings it cross court. The catch by Guy. The freshman picks up the dribble. Hands it off to Meg Richards, who drives inside, kicks it to the corner. Jones for three, back of the rim, no good. Rebound, nobody yet. Saved in by St. Anthony. Now it's on the floor. Fox somehow got it for Effingham, and a foul as she was pinned to the floor.
Well, Fox did a good job of going to the ground. St. Anthony actually did a good job to save it in, but it was like a hot potato out there with nobody able to control it until Fox pounced on it. And then she got fouled from behind by Meg Richards, who has her third foul in the game.
Well, his phone's ringing. Better answer that. Effingham gets the ball out of bounds after that common foul. Weiss brings it across the floor this time. The Hearts have sat down Miranda Fox, and they've also sat down Kaya Kuhlman. So Jeff may use this fourth quarter to take a look at some other kids and situations. So Weiss out top right now. Gets it left side to Madison Busher. Busher bounce pass over to Weiss. They're just pretty much working it out front right now. Weiss back to Busher. Back to Weiss. I'll let you know if things change. Left side down in the corner to Jessie Herbeth. She looked to go underneath, but nobody home. So out to Schaefer, to Carey, to Busher, to Weiss, to Busher. Just working around the arc, basically. Busher sees an open and drives it inside. Shot off the glass, little strong. Put back by Schaefer, no good. A foul, I think Mike Bell's telling me, before the shot.
Yeah, that was a great offensive rebound by Skylar Schaefer, though. She knifed in there to grab that board off the missed shot and, got fouled on the play. First on number 20 for St. Anthony, Abby Repking, and the third on the team this half.
Bulldogs sit Repking down. Taylor Beasley's back in, the 5'8 junior. Effingham got the ball inbounded, but Herbeth didn't get the feet set and then hopped before the shot, and that's a turnover on the travel. First
of the half.
Woo. Holy cow.
Fifth of the game.
That's impressive, man. Bulldogs get it down court. 32-14 Effingham. Claire McHugh, head of the key, loads it up for three. Back of the rim, won't go. Rebound taken down by Jessie Herbeth for Effingham. Clears it to Natalie Carey. She gets it down court. Pass on the side to Weiss, going baseline. Gave it off to Busher. And foul. Somebody for the Bulldogs. And it's 1-1. That's Riley Guy.
She has her first and the team's fourth, as St. Anthony will make a substitution here.
Yep, down goes Claire McHugh. Sydney Gibson checks back in for the Bulldogs. 5:13 left in this one. We'll talk with coaches Weedman and Schaefer on the post-game show, so stay tuned. Off the inbound, Weiss for three. Back of the rim, no good. Carry the putback, no good. This rebound hasn't been claimed by anybody yet, but we've got a scrum, and eventually they'll call something, and it's a jump. And the alternate possession will give it to the Bulldogs.
32-14 the score, but both teams sending two girls to the floor each to try to get to that loose ball rebound. You got to like the hustle, and that's why these teams have a combined record of 11-1 at this point in time in the season. Those little things like that add up in a hurry.
Natalie Carey out. Miranda Fox back for Effingham. Under 5 minutes to play in this one. Reese Jones with the ball in backcourt. Now up to Meg Richards for St. Anthony. Again, we'll have the Hearts girls game on Monday night at Charleston. We'll have the Bulldogs girls game on Thursday night against BCCH. So we'll see what we can do about keeping you up to date on girls basketball. Here's a reach-in foul. Kevin Griggs says it's on Effingham.
Abby Weiss has her second foul of the ball game. It's Effingham's first foul this half, almost halfway through the fourth quarter.
St. Anthony looks to get it inbound, and they do. Sydney Gibson with a catch off the inbound pass from Riley Guy. 4:39 left. Looks like Effingham's going to go to 6-0. St. Anthony will be 6-2 after this. Meg Richards tried to drive through two, and a reach-in foul here on the Hearts.
And who's that one
Herbeth,
against?
I think.
Yep, it is number 30. Jessie has her first foul and the team's second, so a couple of quick fouls here for Effingham.
Busher checks out for Effingham, and Peyton Custer in for the first time this afternoon, the 5'9 senior. So always good when you have an opportunity to get some of your bench players some game-like conditions. Effingham with a 32-14 leader with 4:28 to go. Bulldogs have just had a tough time with turnovers, and that really has taken away an awful lot of opportunities for them to score. They get it right side to Gibson. Spin move. Sydney shot off the glass. Goes. Wow. Nice work by Sydney Gibson. Her first points this afternoon makes it 32-16.
That level of difficulty on that shot was pretty high. And she was able to bounce it high off the glass and get it to drop through.
Her dad will tell me that he's been working with her on that, I'll bet. But I'm not going to believe him. Schaefer has it to the cutter. That's Herbeth. Lays it up and in. Good feed from Skylar Schaefer to Jessie Herbeth, and it's 34-16.
It was a great cut by Herbeth, and like you said, just a wonderful find by Schaefer to get that bucket for the Hearts.
Driving to the hole here, Reese Jones puts it up and in. And a foul, and an and one coming here for Jones.
This will just be the second time to the line for St. Anthony today.
Ooh.
Effingham's yet to go to the charity stripe.
Well, that could be almost some sort of record. Probably tying many, but
I was going to say it'll tie it if it holds up. I can pretty much guarantee that.
Jones's and one a little strong. It's off Beasley out of bounds. No, they say Effingham sneaked in there and got a hand on it, so it'll stay with the Bulldogs.
Taylor Beasley did a good job of getting inside rebounding position, and it was all Effingham could do to knock it away from her.
Claire McHugh will inbound here for St. Anthony. Herbeth's out. Check out who's back.
Carey?
Carey's back. Thank you. St. Anthony gets it. Jones got it to Richards, got it knocked loose, but got it back and didn't travel. Gibson underneath. Nice move to the side and left-hand layup in. So Gibson with 4 quickly, and it's 34-20. And I'm going to have to ask Sydney's dad's forgiveness because things are going well here. 34-20. St. Anthony's making a little noise here at the end. Custer, Carey, left side to Fox. Miranda on the dribble now. Out top to Weiss. Left side, Fox. Schaefer down in the corner. They get it to Custer. Peyton back out top to Carey. Swings it over to Weiss. Down the lane, puts it up. Got it. So Weiss with 6. So 6 away from 1,000, in case you're keeping score. And it's 36-20. Scoring picks up here later in the game. And over and back is the call. They tried really hard. Claire McHugh tried to get up there across the timeline really fast, but just didn't quite make it.
Yeah. St. Anthony's done a much better job of taking care of the ball. As you say, that's their first turnover here in the fourth quarter.
And as a result, they've gotten a few more points on the board. 36-20 the score. Down to 2.5 to go in this game. Skylar Schaefer with the catch back to the basket at the free-throw line. She says, I'll just take this in, and left hands it up and in. Nobody picked her up. Skylar says, I'm good. She has 4, and it's 38-20. St. Anthony gets it across the court. Timeout. Bulldogs. 2:15 to go. Bart says, I need a minute to talk about things. Back in a minute. It's Effingham 38, St. Anthony 20, here on KJ Country at 102.3. Carry out, dine in, delivery, and catering, Joe's Pizza and Pasta does it all. Come on in where you'll be greeted with great food and great service, including pizzas, pastas, sandwiches, salads, appetizers, and desserts. Joe's Pizza and Pasta. There's always great food with a great atmosphere at Joe's.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is here for you 7 days a week. We're open on weekends and holidays, and you never need an appointment to be seen. We offer on-site x-ray, strep and flu testing, and treatment of injuries. Don't waste your time and money in a busy ER. Come to Effingham Express Care or call 217-994-9301.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
All right, down to 2:15 to go. St. Anthony one at the time. And Bart Weedman has sent in a new crop of kids here for the most part for the Bulldogs. So
it was a 5 for 5.
Line change. So we'll see what happens here. That's Elizabeth Cabas out top with it for St. Anthony. And I'll pick up kids as we go along. Cabas has it right side. Elizabeth on the dribble. One to go down low. Now pulls it back. Here's a drive on the baseline by Izzy Hackman, the freshman. It got knocked away and a foul on Effingham.
Hackman got hacked.
Yes, indeed.
Natalie Carey picks up her second foul. It's the team's fourth, and here comes a couple of substitutions.
Now Fox and Carey check out for Effingham as Taylor Armstrong's in for the first time this afternoon, and Herbeth's back. Mm-hmm. St. Anthony, Cabas with the ball. They try to lob it underneath, and it's plucked out of the air by Peyton Custer for Effingham. Down to minute 50 to go. The other kids out there for St. Anthony, I really am trying to let you know who else is out there in addition to Hackman and Cabas. Ellie Wegman's out there. There's Ellie Wegman. She's a 5'9 freshman. Driving it inside St. Anthony. Reverse layup. Good. Wow, look at that effort by Abby Weiss. Went to the wrong side. Reverse layup. It's up and in. She has 8. 4 to go to 1,000. Here's Hackman shooting for 3, and she hit. Nope. Yes, Izzy Hackman drains the three. So the 5'3" freshman cans it, and that makes it 40-23. We're down a minute 15 to go. Who haven't I told you about for St. Anthony that's out there? I think it's Kate Hartke out there, 5'8" sophomore. And left side, meanwhile, with the basketball, Effingham. And driving it inside and laying it up and in is Jessie Herbeth. So she has 4, and it's 42-23. And Grace Karolowitz is out there for St. Anthony, the 5'5" freshman. I think I finally got everybody. As St. Anthony drives it down low, he lost it out of bounds. Now St. Anthony sends out Ellie Wegman and into the fray.
Ada Rosine.
Thank you, Ada Rose. Thank you. 5'6" freshman. Effingham pulls Weiss. They also pull Kaya Kuhlman, who had a nice game for Effingham this afternoon. Effingham has Haley Dively out there. She's had some good minutes in JV ball for Effingham. She's a 5'7" sophomore. And who haven't I mentioned? Taylor Armstrong I did mention. Ball gets knocked loose, stolen by the Bulldogs. Hackman drives it down the floor. Runner's a little short. The ball ends up out of bounds. Well, actually, what happened was Effingham got the rebound. That's Kennedy Sowell, who's out there, the 6-foot freshman. She got the rebound. She had a foot out of bounds. So it'll be St. Anthony basketball. Down to 22.5 seconds to go. Hackman gets it cross court. It's caught there. Shot up and no good by Ada Rosine. Rebound Effingham, grabbed out of there by Herbeth. And this probably will be the last trip of the game. Herbeth across the half line. Gets it right side. The catch by Armstrong, by Haley Dively. Her shot's no good, and a turnover. So it's out of bounds to St. Anthony. 3.7 seconds left. I hope we got everybody mentioned that's in the game. Bulldogs get it down court. Hackman from midcourt. Shot off the glass. No good. Izzy grinning saying, hey, I gave it a shot, man.
Hey, that's what you got to do.
You betcha. Final score has been determined. Your final score here at Effingham High School this afternoon. Effingham 42, St. Anthony 23. We'll talk with coaches Schaefer and Weedman on the post-game show. Matt's stats and Brian's scores. It's all on the way in 2 minutes here on KJ Country at 102.3. Carry out, dine in, delivery, and catering, Joe's Pizza and Pasta does it all. Come on in where you'll be greeted with great food and great service, including pizzas, pastas, sandwiches, salads, appetizers, and desserts. Joe's Pizza and Pasta. There's always great food with a great atmosphere at Joe's.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is here for you 7 days a week. We're open on weekends and holidays, and you never need an appointment to be seen. We offer on-site x-ray, strep and flu testing, and treatment of injuries. Don't waste your time and money in a busy ER. Come to Effingham Express Care or call 217-994-9301.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
This is the Farm Credit Illinois postgame show. Farm Credit Illinois, assisting farmers for over 100 years.
We're back at Effingham High School. Final score, Effingham 42, St. Anthony 23. Effingham goes to 6-0. St. Anthony now 6-2 on the season, and both these teams have a lot of talent. It's going to be fun to see how things go for them the rest of the campaign. Effingham led at 10-6 after the first quarter. Effingham had a 12-4 edge in the second quarter, and that's when the worm really started to turn in this game, to my way of thinking. That got Effingham up 22-10 at halftime. Effingham outscored St. Anthony 10-4 in the third quarter. It was 32-14, and then a 10-9 edge for Effingham in the fourth quarter to allow the Hearts to win it by 19, 42-23. Scoring in the game for the Bulldogs, Riley Guy had 2 points. Claire McHugh had 3. Sydney Gibson 4. Abby Repking 2. Meg Richards 2. Reese Jones 7. Taylor Beasley played but didn't score. Kate Hartke played but didn't score. Izzy Hackman hit a 3. Ada Rosine and Ellie Wegman, Grace Gorolowitz, and Elizabeth Cabas all played but didn't score. 6-4-4-9, St. Anthony's quarters for 23 points. They're now 6-2 on the season. For Effingham, Skylar Schaefer had 4 points this afternoon. Natalie Carey led Effingham with 12 points. Miranda Fox had 6. Abby Weiss had 8, so she's 4 to go for 1,000. Madison Busher 4. Kaya Kuhlman 4. Had a good game today. Jessie Herbeth had 4. And Peyton Custer, Taylor Armstrong, Haley Dively, and Kennedy Sowell all played for Effingham. Hart's real consistent quarters, 10, 12, 10, and 10 for their 42 points. They go to 6-0 on the season. Final again, Effingham's 42, St. Anthony 23. Matt's stats, visit with the coaches, and more in a minute here on KJ Country at 102.3. Carry out, dine in, delivery, and catering, Joe's Pizza and Pasta does it all. Come on in where you'll be greeted with great food and great service, including pizzas, pastas, sandwiches, salads, appetizers, and desserts. Joe's Pizza and Pasta. There's always great food with a great atmosphere at Joe's.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is here for you 7 days a week. We're open on weekends and holidays, and you never need an appointment to be seen. We offer on-site x-ray, strep and flu testing, and treatment of injuries. Don't waste your time and money in a busy ER. Come to Effingham Express Care or call 217-994-9301.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
Back at Effingham High School, final score Effingham 42, St. Anthony 23, and Hearts coach Jeff Schaefer has joined us for the postgame show. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
It was a situation where you're playing without Carson, but I know you do that a lot in practice, but
it's still different.
Still, it's different because, I mean, she's always there.
Yeah, I mean, you take your all-stater out of your lineup, but, you know, I thought Kai and Maddie, man, they were awesome. They played. We were probably, Abby and Miranda's missed layups from about playing really, really, really good.
I think that's right. We both noticed, Matt and me, that Kaya Kuhlman just stepped up big for you.
Right. She's such a huge mismatch, and then when you have Carson out there, too, all of a sudden she's like the fifth person you got to worry about, or fourth option. And in a game like this where they're down a player, too, you know, I told her that she could, you know, she's definitely an X factor. I told her, you know, you can get us 8 to 12 points pretty easily some nights. And I thought defensively, though, she did an awesome job.
That was
her and Maddie both.
And just in the mix, you know, just in the passing game and the whole bit. And then, as you said, Madison Busher, nice job getting a start and made the most of it.
Boy, she did. She did. But, you know, we talk about being a team, and all we talked about in practice yesterday was just continue to do what we're supposed to do and take good shots and not try to do too much and keep it simple and take your shots when they're there, and everybody's going to get 2 or 3 more shots than normal, but not really because they like to play so slow. You know, that shortens the game a lot, so you don't get as many possessions, and that's why I called the one time out there with a 12 or 14-point lead. Like, you know, they're going to try to lull us to sleep, so we got to keep that composure and not all of a sudden just jack up tweener shots because you're only going to get so many possessions the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And I thought we did a really good job then of getting some really easy baskets in the fourth quarter.
And when you're having to play at a pace slower than usual, then the temptation is to do things too quick.
Right.
And then you lead to mistakes.
And this is a great game like from when we play Mount Zion because they're very similar. They're a lot better than they were last year, and they like to play kind of slow and limit that possessions, and it just makes every possession, every time you have the ball, that much bigger because of the lack of the chances that you get. So, you know, but I thought we couldn't have got any better shots than we got the first quarter. We just missed them, and I just tried to keep them do what we're doing and keep attacking the basket and, you know, get to the free throw line if we can. But, you know, if we'd have just finished around the basket, it would have been a phenomenal game. Still pretty pleased.
Yes. My tiny number of turnovers, I think there was maybe one quarter where you didn't have a turnover. I think we were like 3 minutes into the fourth quarter.
Well, the last 3 games we played at Newton, we had 11 turnovers in the last 3 games total. So this team passes the ball well. They take care of the ball. That, you know, it's an advantage of having so many seniors. and so many guards. You know, and you're not giving the ball away you're not giving them an extra 12 to 15 shots. Like, you know, we the last 3 or 4 years, we've got that number down to about 12, 11, and 10. I think the last 3 years has continued to improve. But now that they're seniors, you know, they shouldn't be throwing the ball away. I mean, they all know where each other's at. Like when we came out of halftime and executed that play and just got Natalie a easy basket. They just know where each other's going to be at, and they trust each other to be there.
Natalie shot the ball pretty well this afternoon, finished with 12, and boy, I tell you, you've got kids who can hit threes. I mean, almost everybody can these days, but Natalie just shoots with such confidence out there.
She does, and then she got that great drive to the basket, but, you know, and then she's the best skip passer I've ever coached. I mean, her vision is phenomenal. It makes it team harder on the zones when they play us zones. She does such a great job there, and you know I'm just most pleased that she's become complete because she guards people too. Mm-hmm. You know, she did a great job guarding, and you know we pretty much held most of their starters to 1 or 2 field goals apiece. So
that's impressive.
That is.
Play good defense, man. That's going to win you a lot of games when maybe the shots aren't dropping.
Right, and you know we had one of those already where we shot 22%, but still found a way to, you know, win by 30. So, I mean, they love to play defense, and we work on it a lot. And, you know, it's nice when you're talented offensively, too. That's a good match.
You bet. Oh, man. So, Abby Weiss, just a quick mention, she got 8 today, so she's 4 away from 1,000. I'll bet she and you and everybody's ready for that to be done.
You know, and she might have been in there a minute long. You know, I didn't see him sub. We were in the middle of timeout, and you know, I didn't mean to be disrespectful or anything, but we just want to try to get it over with, too. So we got, you know, this is always a big game for the town, but, you know, our biggest conference game's on Monday.
You bet.
You know, it's whoever wins that game seizes control of the Apollo, and it's up to them to give it up, you know. So this is kind of a trap game for us, and that's probably why I'm even more pleased with the effort. And, you know, not having Carson may help refocus them all to be a little bit more prepared for this instead of looking towards Monday.
I talked to Carson for a minute, and she said her head's really hurting. She'd love to play Monday night, but what's the procedure, Jeff?
Yeah, well, she'll just come in. I mean, she'll tell the trainer how she feels, and if she feels bad, we won't even do a test. We'll just let her have more days off. And, you know, we kind of talked about that earlier. Like, we know more medically now than we did, but I still have to say that with everybody in their cell phones all the time, it's got to have some effect on helping this be more of a problem as well, because you just see it more and more often. So, you know, I don't, you know, hardly remember playing it ever feeling that way. So, I mean, we've been very fortunate with injuries, and over the years, you know, and now we have one of our best teams ever, and God's challenging us, you know. So, but you know, that's why we're a good team, you know. So she'll come to practice tomorrow, but you know, it doesn't look good. So we'll just plan and prepare, and you know, we still have a really, really good basketball team, and that's, you know, what I've told people. I mean, the people that came in, we got them in spots where they can be effective, and try to get them good shots. And then our other people stepped up a little bit more, and, you know, so we just got to continue to do that. And, you know, I think good things are going to continue to happen.
One more thing, and then I'll let you go. You focused on Monday night's game. We're going to have it on the radio. Effingham and Charleston has been just a colossal matchup these last few years.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much whoever's won the games won the Apollo, and then with Matt Toon stuck in there 1 year. You know, so pretty much the last 2 seasons, one play has decided the Apollo. I mean, Matt Toon made a layup on us 2 years ago on the last second play and won.
Remember that.
Charleston missed a 3-footer last year. It bounced off, and we ended up winning that. Mm-hmm. But then we went to Lincoln and Charleston last year and got 2 huge road wins to overcome, you know, our goof up here when we missed 3 1-1s in the last 30 seconds against Lincoln when that game looked like it was over. But, I mean, you just never know what's going to happen. And I'm just, you know, it's so much fun coaching these kids, and they're such a great group. And, you know, I'm just blessed that I thank God every day that I get a chance to work with this group, you know, and the kids, of course, passing. When you look out there, I saw 2 or 3 or 4 of my old players today back Actually, my first point guard was in the crowd today. But I just feel blessed to be able to get to work with these guys every day because they just bring it. They're so much fun.
Thanks for the visit.
They're worth the price of admission.
You bet. Thanks for the visit,
all right,
Jeff.
Thank you.
See you Monday night. All right, that's Hearts coach Jeff Schaefer. And Bulldogs coach Bart Weedman's also here for a post-game visit. We also have Matt's stats. We also have scores from Brian. So lots to go here on the post-game show. And I think Bart's, so we'll just not take a break here. We'll let Bart catch his breath here and get saddled up. Final score again, Effingham 42, St. Anthony 23. And just as was the case with Effingham, St. Anthony was also down a player short because of Shea Kinkler going through concussion protocol. And when a starter isn't around, everybody has to make adjustments, and sometimes that's easy and sometimes it's a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought our girls did a good job. I thought Reese and Riley played good minutes, filling that in a little bit, and Taylor Beasley and Abby Repking have done a great job. Obviously our core other with Sydney and Meg and Claire, are out there most of the time throughout the entire game. But I thought those other girls really stepped up their game and did a good job.
It was a case where turnovers early were a problem, and
Sure.
boy, I tell you, that kind of got you behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, we're going to turn the ball over because we're playing a brand new style of ball that we're not really used to playing yet. We're still trying to get our legs under us a little bit. But their press did hurt us a little bit in the front, but the problem was we talked about we didn't want to take really quick shots after breaking the press because we didn't want the long shot and then the long rebound and the quick, fast break. Yep. And I feel like that's probably the area that really got us in the most trouble. And then when we did get them in a half-court set, we wouldn't reverse the basketball real well, and then we take a quick shot, and then there they win again.
They do respond well
Absolutely.
to that.
They can get up and down the floor.
Absolutely. Stepping back from not necessarily this game, but just from the start of the season, guys, you're 6-2. And I had no idea, Bart, and I've been as long as you've been coach, and that was the first tournament win for St. Anthony?
I'm guessing. I don't really know for sure. I mean, the thing is with the Thanksgiving tournament, we used to play the NTC.
Well, that's true.
So we haven't been in. We went to Taylorville for about 3 years, I think, and this is our second year at Robinson. So we haven't played in a Thanksgiving tournament really for that long because we used to play here in that Effingham tournament a while. But I know as long as my 8 years, or 7 of them, we haven't won a Christmas tournament. We've played in the third, fourth place game before at Mattoon. I'm not for sure what happened with Christmas tournaments before me, but that's what I really know. But that was a great accomplishment for our ladies because, all year long we've kind of been, for the first time in a while, we've kind of been that team that has gone unnoticed. I mean, Effingham's coming off 30 wins. Altamont made it all had a great season last year. T-Town. We're kind of like the one in the kind of on the outskirts right now. And to really accomplish that, I think really brought our girls to a new level and really kind of changed their attitudes a little bit. But if we don't lose that first game against Oblong, which was a big downer for us, I don't think we win the next 3 games. I think it was a definite attitude check about what we needed to do and practice the next day and to raise our level of play. And things really changed after a loss. And I know no coach ever wants a loss, but sometimes a loss can be a good thing.
And, well, you made the most of it.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll take it.
You bet. So at this point, being 6-2, you've had a chance to see a team through the Thanksgiving tournament, and I understand that people know, they practiced all this time and all that stuff, but still, you never know until you're in a game situation how things are going to work. Right. Are you pleased?
Yeah, absolutely. There were some things today that we wanted to obviously do different, but their defense really took us out of our ability to run our new style of offense, and but the girls, they've really responded. It's been it's been a great vibe with the 14 girls. They get along so well. It's absolutely wonderful. But the vibe with practice, it's just been because of injuries. And Sydney, we're still trying to nurse her along with the ankle injury from volleyball season. And we've had some sickness. And there's been times we walk in the gym, we got 9, 10, 11 girls or things like that. And you're trying to piece things together. And I've probably done more downtime in practice of shooting at things that we haven't really done in the past. But, I know we didn't shoot the ball very well today, but it's really paid off. So it's kind of a different adjustment for me. It's a different adjustment for the girls, but I think everybody's taken to it pretty well.
That's cool. And I don't know that people realize that, but a guy has to look at the people that he has on his team, and then you can be hard and fast and say, we're going to play this way.
Right.
Well, then you don't have much success. So it's an adaptation for you, too.
Absolutely. I mean, for years, we've had at least two bigs that could really pick and roll and really get the ball inside and be strong as long as I've been here. And this year, Megan Sidney can do it. Abby can do it. Taylor can do it. But we just seem more effective whenever we got the ball on the floor, trying to attack the basket. And, I wish somebody could have solved that fourth quarter at Windsor Stew Straws because it was something to see. I mean, it was textbook perfection. That's what we've been preaching about since the beginning of summer. And, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but that's what happens.
Yeah, boy, I tell you, that's a great team with a lot of great athletes there at the Hatchets, and that's a good win.
Right, yeah, I mean, there's not too many times we put 21 points on the board for three quarters and then go get 21 in the fourth. So
yeah, and you'll be playing another good bunch Thursday night, and that's our next chance to see you because you're playing CHBC, and Carolyn does a good job every time. So.
Yeah, we've got our hands full for the next 2 weeks. We actually have Altamont on Monday, CHBC Thursday, T-Town Monday, Newton Thursday, and Arthur Lovington Saturday. I keep telling the girls all the time, it's almost like the tournament has never ended. Like we just keep playing and playing and playing and playing and playing. Then there's no real time to finagle anything, but I tell that's why we've just tried to change a little bit of attitude, try to take a step back, relax a little bit, but I personally think I really like the grind of a hard November and a hard December, and then that way January you can kind of start putting pieces in place a little better and fine-tuning some things, and you really don't have much time to fix stuff when you only got one practice to prep for another team a lot of times. So
you bet. Bart, always a pleasure.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you for coming.
We'll look forward to seeing you Thursday.
All right, thanks.
You bet. Bulldogs coach Bart Weidman. And we appreciate getting a chance to chat with Bart. And, again, we'll see the Bulldogs Thursday night against CHBC. Final score again, Effingham 42 and St. Anthony 23. Let's take a break. Brian's scores and Matt's stats on the way here on KJ Country at 102.3.
Carry out, dine in, delivery, and catering, Joe's Pizza and Pasta does it all. Come on in where you'll be greeted with great food and great service, including pizzas, pastas, sandwiches, salads, appetizers, and desserts. Joe's Pizza and Pasta. There's always great food with a great atmosphere at Joe's.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Effingham Express Care is here for you 7 days a week. We're open on weekends and holidays, and you never need an appointment to be seen. We offer on-site x-ray, strep and flu testing, and treatment of injuries. Don't waste your time and money in a busy ER. Come to Effingham Express Care or call 217-994-9301.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
Final score again, Effingham 42, St. Anthony 23, and Matt has the numbers on this one.
Thank you, Greg. Taking a look at it for Effingham, they were 21 of 43 from the field, ended up at 49%. They started off a little slow, but got things going. They were just 2 of 8 from beyond the arc at 25%, and yes, they did indeed tie that record. No free throws attempted for the Hearts in this ball game. St. Anthony was 10 of 29 from the field at 34%. They tied a record by not making any free throws in the game. They only had 3 attempts, though, in this contest. They were 3 of 8 from beyond the arc at 38%. I had Effingham out rebounding St. Anthony by a total of 19 to 13. And big difference in the game, as we mentioned during the post game and throughout the broadcast, was the turnovers. St. Anthony did finish with 19. Now, they cleaned things up in the second half with only 6 turnovers in the second half, but Effingham only had 7 turnovers total in the ball game, and 4 of them came in the fourth quarter. So they did a good job of taking care of the ball throughout. Individually, for Effingham, a pretty balanced attack with Natalie Carey leading the way on 5 of 9 shooting from the field. She had 5 rebounds to go with 12 points. Only person in double figures in the ball game for either club. Abby Weiss was 4 of 11 from the field with a rebound and 8 points. Also 6 points for Miranda Fox, as she was 3 of 6 from the field with 3 rebounds. And then 4 points for Skylar Schaefer on 2 of 3 shooting with 5 boards. 4 points for Madison Busher and Kaya Kuhlman, each 2 of 5 from the field. Kuhlman grabbed 2 rebounds. Busher added a rebound as well. And Jessie Herbeth finished 2 for 2 with 2 rebounds and her 4 points in this one. For St. Anthony, Reese Jones was 3 of 6 from the field, 0 of 1 at the line. She had 7 points to lead St. Anthony. Also, Meg Richards was 1 for 3 from the field, 4 rebounds with her 2 points. Abby Repkin was 1 for 1 with 3 rebounds and 2 points. Sydney Gibson, 2 for 4 from the floor, finished with 3 rebounds to go with her 4 points. Claire McHugh was 1 of 8 from the field with a rebound and 3 points. Riley Guy was 1 of 3 from the field, 0 of 2 at the free throw line, 2 rebounds and 2 points. And Izzy Hackman was 1 of 2 as she knocked down a 3 for her 3-pointer. And Ada Rosine was 0 for 1 in the contest as well for St. Anthony. And that's a look at the numbers as Effingham improves to 6-0 on the season. St. Anthony slips to 6-2 as Effingham got the 42-23 victory today.
Thank you, Matt. Speaking of scores, Brian, let's send it back to the sports desk to you.
All right, we do have some girls basketball scores from around the area. Earlier today, it was Paris over Tolono Unity, 51-24. And Pena got the victory over Mount Zion, 48-41. Those are girls' scores. Got one boys' score this afternoon. Freeburg just defeated Flora, 61-48. But there's been lots of Class 7A state tournament girls action today at the Assumption Middle School, where Ottawa Wallace defeated Bartonville 45-22. The following game saw Sigel in an overtime contest. Unfortunately, Mount Pulaski came up and defeated Sigel St. Michael 24-20. Again, that in overtime. Better luck at the 7-2A girls state tournament at Paris, where Altamont defeated Bloomington Corpus Christi 41-40, and Mendon Unity then beat Lockport Kelvin Grove 47-34, setting up that Altamont versus Mendon Unity matchup at 5 o'clock today. That's your scores.
Very good. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you keeping us up to date. Gosh, sorry for the sharpshooter fans. That's awfully close, man. Go to OT.
Yeah, that's a tough way to go out. That's indeed. But I believe Mount Pulaski, if I remember right, they're the Honey Bears, and they got the victory over the Sharpshooters. That's probably not a matchup that you see very often.
Hardly ever, probably.
I'm pretty sure they're the Honey Bears because I remember my niece playing Mount Pulaski, and I think they were the Honey Bears in the state volleyball finals a few years ago.
Son of gun, the varsity team's the Hilltoppers. So I don't know, but I'll be darned. Honey Bears.
There's Honey Bears somewhere around Illinois. I'm pretty sure they're from Mount Pulaski.
All right. Well, it's not bear season. It's deer season, so be careful out there. Final score here, Effingham 42, St. Anthony 23. 4 games this coming weekend. We start with Effingham's girls at Charleston Monday night. That's going to be a honey of a game, and we'll have it for you. Tuesday night, Effingham at Olney boys action. Thursday night, CHBC and St. Anthony girls action. Friday night, St. Anthony and St. Elmo Brownstown boys action. Should be 4 good games this week.
Yeah, really looking forward to a fun week of basketball, and we've had a good time covering the Hearts. The Lady Hearts will have 3 games and 5 nights for them, as it turns out. And
the way it works.
I mean, that's one thing that's a tough broadcast schedule for us, but think about the girls playing.
That's it. They're working hard too, aren't they?
Yeah.
All right. So, again, one more time. Effingham 42, St. Anthony 23. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Be safe out there. Do some ice skating downtown and have a blast. CJ, thank you, sir. CJ Cecil B. DeMille Schmidt down there taking care of things for us. He had the video on this one, so watch for that up online in the next couple of days. And, again, last week's Effingham St. Anthony boys game is online. It is on YouTube. CJ's already watched it and said it was great. A few times, yeah. So for CJ, for Brian Dust back at the studios, for my friend Matt, I'm Greg. Final score again, Effingham 42-23 over St. Anthony. Good afternoon, everybody.
Thanks for listening. This has been a production of Premier Broadcasting Incorporated.